Rachel Maddow is one of the most talked about news correspondents on television. Her sharp wit, cheerful demeanor, and compelling storytelling resonated with audiences even before The Rachel Maddow Show premiered in 2008. But how well do Maddow's fans really know her? Some of these things might surprise you. Meet cute. Maddow has been linked to Susan Mikula for almost 2 decades, and the two met by pure happenstance. At the time, Maddow had just moved to Western Massachusetts to work on her dissertation when Mikula hired her to do some yard work. Maddow quipped to People in 2010, quote, "It was very Desperate Housewives," end quote. Years later, in 2016, Maddow told Us Weekly that with Mikula, it really was love at first sight. Punk rock babe. During her 2012 Reddit AMA, Maddow disclosed a secret that her parents were very, very horrified by. She was a huge punk in her teens. She admitted to being a huge fan of the Dead Kennedys, Husker Du, Meat Puppets, and Black Flag, saying, quote, "I actually got grounded when my mom found an SST record sampler LP in my room. I think it had particularly porny cover art. As a teenager, I thought at the time that it was probably the apex of my coolness. As an adult, looking back, I realize that is true," end quote. Outed by a newspaper. Speaking to Newsweek, Maddow revealed that her parents found out she was gay by reading about it in her college newspaper. The Stanford grad said, quote, "I did an interview with the student newspaper about being one of the only 2 gay freshmen on campus. The mistake I made was that I had not come out to my parents. Some anonymous person helpfully clipped the article and mailed it to my parents, and that's how my parents found out that I was gay," end quote. She said her strict Catholic parents took it poorly at first, but Maddow's courage earned her support from her classmates. Jill McDonough, a close friend of Maddow's, told Rolling Stone, quote, "No one at Stanford was saying they were gay. There were no other out lesbians, and she saw that it was a lie. The choice was, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I'm going to have courage," end quote. Grammy nom. With her silky smooth voice, it should come as no surprise that Maddow was once nominated for a Grammy. In 2013, her best-selling book Drift, The Unmooring of American Military Power, was nominated for Best Spoken Word Album. Maddow ultimately lost, but considering she was also nominated alongside Ellen DeGeneres, Bill Clinton, and Michelle Obama, she had already pretty much nailed it. Radio Double Dare. According to The Guardian, one of Maddow's friends dared her to audition for a local radio show sidekick spot because, Maddow said, quote, "We thought it might pay more than the minimum wage," end quote. But as soon as she was on air, something clicked. She said, quote, "I'd never done anything like it before, but I can remember thinking, I like this," end quote. In 2004, radio executive Shelley Lewis received a tape of Maddow's show and put her on the air with Daily Show co-creator Liz Winstead and Public Enemy's Chuck D. Soon, she was given her own national radio program, The Rachel Maddow Show, which quickly led to guest spots on CNN and MSNBC.
It's now to sift through this wreckage and examine the presidential campaign coverage as well in Springfield, Massachusetts. Rachel Maddow, host of The Rachel Maddow Show on Air America Radio.
Odd jobs. Maddow recalled her employment history with The Guardian, saying, quote, "I was a waitress, bike messenger, bucket washer at a coffee bean factory, yard help, landscaping laborer, handyman. I went for a job at a video store and got turned down because I didn't know enough about movies," end quote.
I'm just a person who's had about 200 jobs over the course of my life.
As for her most unique gig, Maddow admitted to Us Weekly that she once worked a very short-lived moonlighting job hosting a gay love songs call-in show with a co-host named Martini, end quote. Downward spiral. In 2012, Maddow admitted to Rolling Stone that she suffers from cyclical depression, which can affect the consistency of her on-air performance. She said, quote, "One of the manifestations of depression for me is that I lose my will, and I thereby lose my ability to focus. If I'm not depressed and I'm on, and I can focus and I can think through something hard and without interruption and without existential emptiness that comes from depression, I exult in not being depressed," end quote. On CBS Sunday Morning, Maddow revealed how Mikula helps her cope with her illness.
The time when it's hardest is when I have forgotten that this happens to me, and so I don't know what it is, and she will say, "You were depressed," knowing that it's not going to be forever, and that it will pass, and that it will ease at some point, helps.
First impressions. When she was given her own TV show in 2008, Maddow inherited the staff from Verdict with Dan Abrams. About a week before The Rachel Maddow Show's first taping, executive producer Bill Wolf threw a launch party for the entire staff. where Maddow's rallying speech totally bombed. According to Rolling Stone, Maddow essentially told her new staff that they needed to forget everything they had ever learned, that this show would be completely different, that they must forget all of the skills they'd spent their careers building. Maddow felt the vibe, saying, quote, "I think day one I was a bummer. Forget everything you've learned," which implicitly says everything you've learned doesn't matter to me, end quote. Dress up from the waist up. During CBS Sunday Morning's behind-the-scenes look at her show in 2016, Maddow revealed her pre-show green room ritual.
It takes me about 15 seconds to get dressed, because I only dress from the waist up.
Indeed, underneath her desk and out of sight, she's boasting a pair of comfortable jeans and Converse sneakers. She joked, quote, "It's like a mullet. It's business upstairs, party downstairs," end quote. Maddow got real with The Guardian, saying, quote, "I'm not a TV anchor babe. I'm a big lesbian who looks like a man," end quote.
Hey, congratulations, by the way, on being Out Magazine's 50 Most Beautiful People. You're one of them?
Oh, not beautiful.
Oh, excuse me.
Powerful.
Powerful.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Click the Nicki Swift icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.